It's Friday. Welcome to PerfectStockAlert.com, a 100% free service for smart investors and traders. Today is, like I said, Friday, February the 11th, 2011, and it's time to look at the market, so check it out. Okay, before we get started, a couple of announcements to make here on the website, the free website at PerfectStockAlert.com. We've added a market alert section here. This was here last week, and we also closed down the message forum section as we want to spend more time focusing on the portfolio. For those of you who are monitoring our portfolio, we plan on closing out our Intel position. We took that position a couple weeks back, about 4 weeks ago. We're going to close that position next week, and then be looking for something new at that point. So keep an eye on that, okay? I guess that's about all I have to say here. Oh, also, those of you guys who keep sending emails saying you can't log in, you can't figure out how to log in, there's nothing to log into. Once we've closed the message form, there's no need to log in there. So that's all you need to know, okay? Now let's get to the markets. Okay, last week we told you there was a couple different buy opportunities out there. We'll start off looking at Australia's markets. Here was the last buy signal we had here. You're up a little bit this week, about 11, I'm sorry, yeah, just very small quarter percentage point at the close of the week. You did test the previous high and you could still press higher here. You are in an overall uptrend, so I would continue to advance the stop along the way, but stay on the long side. Here in the U.S., the Dow Jones Industrial Average continues to trade to the upside, very strong bullish uptrend, closing above the upper Bollinger Band line and above the RSI 70 line. All these signs tell you to look for a top, but it doesn't have to happen immediately. Back here, you're pressing the upper Bollinger Band line for a while, so that can go on for a while. Okay, so keep that in mind. Quick look here at gold. It's moving to the upside, but much weaker than silver and not all that strong, especially after the news that Egypt's situation is starting to calm down. The last signal we've had here was a sell signal. We do not have an entry signal on the long side here, so we can continue to monitor it, but we don't have a buy signal at the moment. Quick look here at the Hang Seng, Hong Kong Hang Seng Index. You had a buy signal back here, traded up for a few weeks, started to get some weakness. You exit there with a tight stop, get stopped out, or you can exit. And then we were watching it last week, it started to move up, but we did not get a buy signal. And this week we did get a sell signal, but the sell may have already ended. We will mark it, but in any event, she's already pulled back down to support line. And this is a major support line. You had the previous resistance was here. All right, bouncing around here. Then you broke through that resistance level. Draw the line out here. You can see that you had resistance. It broke through it, which meant it was going to be acting as support. Ran up here, pulled back down, tested that support, bounced off of it. Now we've got a sell signal, but it's already pulled back down, testing support again and bouncing off of that just a little bit. So keep an eye on that. It is a sell signal. If you're not trusting of the sells as they are not as strong as the buy signals, then just simply stay in cash. You don't have a buy signal at this point. And you may get one in the weeks ahead, but until that happens, I'm going to stay in cash here. Not going to try and trade that from the downside, and I'm not going to be long it. Quick look here at the BSE index, India Bombay Stock Exchange. We had a nice sell move here, nice sell signal. I pulled up to support line. All right, told you could expect that to break down. That's what happened. You had a nice little reversal signal here on a little bit of support, but then again another sell signal. So you could take that and trade to the downside for a couple of weeks. But now we're starting to see a little bit of buying activity. This wick out of the bottom there is showing us some buying interest. You'll notice this happened after the news out of Egypt started to calm down there. So, and with this support line down here as well coming into play, you can expect it to try to reverse very soon. And so don't jump out of it necessarily if you're short, but you would definitely want to keep a tight stop, trail your stop. Last week we told you to keep an eye on the FTSE, told you could be long there because we had a buy signal the previous week. She has made a move to the upside, a nice little move to the upside, very strong candlestick, continuation candlestick to the upside, nowhere near overbought, so she's still got room to run there. You also notice this is the previous high. You broke out of that point, consolidated, and now you're advancing from that point. Very bullish chart formation, still an overall uptrend. I'd be respecting that one. Quick look here at the NASDAQ here in the US. Here was our buy signal, last one we had. Nice move to the upside here, and then we got shook out, got stopped out, and she started moving again to the upside. We still don't have a buy signal here, and we cannot just jump in because it's going higher. We're going to need to see a buy signal before I'll be interested, and without that, I would just sit there and watch it, remain in cash. A couple weeks ago, we told you could be a buyer of oil. She had made another buy signal formation here. Nice tight stop right here. Continue to trail the stop higher. You had 4%, about 4.25%, I think, previous week following the buy signal, and then this particular week you're just flat trading sideways. A quick look here at the Russell 2000 Small Cap Index here in the U.S. Did the same thing that we saw in the NASDAQ here. Had a nice buy signal back here. Advanced to the upside. Gets stopped out. Right there was your stop. You got stopped the following week. Gave us another buy signal. Could have attempted to take that one. Got a stop right there. We got stopped out the following week, and now she's advancing higher. Let it run. I'm not going to chase it. And without a buy signal, I won't enter it. The S&P 500 Large Cap Index, this one's very, very strong. You'll notice here was your buy signal, nice move to the upside. Note the low points, higher series of lows every single time. Never gets stopped out. You continue to hold this trade as she goes higher, 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 and still higher, okay? She's respecting the uptrend. She's got a very bullish chart breaking out of previous resistance here. That means that this trend can continue to do that until it finds resistance. And right now, that candlestick formation is not a sign of resistance. Here we are looking at the silver chart, much stronger than gold. Note the 3 weeks to the upside here, but still, no buy signal was formed here. We did expect the find support at the middle Bollinger Band line. Just because you expect to find support, just because you can call a bounce based on a hammer formation or whatever. This is not how we're trading. We're trading based on bullish and bearish engulfing signals. This is a bullish engulfing signal. That'd be a buy. That's a bearish engulfing signal. That'd be a sell. That's how we trade that. Okay. Without that new signal to let us back in, we can't get in. You would have been stopped out of your short here, but you cannot be a bull. I can't be a bull at least without the right signal. Okay. Okay, TSX Canada's markets here. You'll notice this is one of the few charts going around the globe that was actually down for the week. Not really bad, just kind of flat, but in any event, it should be noted. And also, this last sell signal here and here, these were only sell signals to the trend line. This trend line right here is still in effect, and she's still moving higher. But again, until we get a bullish engulfing signal, we're not going to jump and chase this guy higher. Okay, so definitely wait for the signals to form before you jump on it. Right now, you're seeing a little bit of a pullback, and that could turn into something next week. We'll keep an eye on it, but for the moment, we're just watching. If you've not been to our free website at perfectstockalert.com, it's right there. It's 100% free. All we ask in return, please refer a friend. God bless, take care, enjoy your weekend, and be safe. Have a quick look at our disclaimer. There's a disclaimer. Read it and weep.